Lui, il va faire
complètement, mais d'accord. Personne est là.
Kiben lasting, lasting. Ini namanya berpindah ya.
La même chose. C'est extrêmement important que tout le monde le sache parce que si le chef d'équipe est malade, combien de Allez, bah, écoutez, regardez à moi. Courez jusqu'à la fin. Maintenant, sergent Jacquet, viens. Encore plus. Est-ce que c'est normal de marcher comme ça? Non, non. Est-ce que vous avez jamais vu quelqu'un qui marche? C'est pas normal. C'est-à-dire, ça saute. Okay. Donc ça veut dire qu'il était. Donc on peut copier jusqu'à la distance est la même. Ça veut nous donner la vitesse.
Donc on continue la progression et cela veut dire que ça va.
Pour les fatigues.
Hein?
C'est bon pour les fatigues.
Ah oui.
C'est des médicaments pour les fatigues chez nous.
I don't want to go.
No. Awak kalau mau kondisi tala iba.
Alay.
Itai masoro. Sisa. Pelinta. Não me gadina ko juna. Abaita filme.
So, elephants destroyed this, looking for food. Obviously, he's keeping his grain in here, this herder. He's a nomadic herder, Fula. And he's been keeping his grain in here. He was saying his morning prayers, and the elephants came and smashed it. There's nothing he can do to stop them. It's a good tracking exercise. The guys to learn to stay in formation and work with the other teams. But also to learn how to tell the difference between, to identify an injured elephant or a sick one. And incidents like this, you can see the elephants there ran from that village. So what happened was they broke in, and then the villagers scared them, chased them off somehow. We don't know how, they're not saying, but it's important we teach them not to try and throw things at them or attack them, because they'll get killed. And then it worsens the situation between the elephants and the villagers. ça ralentit un peu, bon, beaucoup quand ils sont plus âgés, mais ils continuent à grandir. Donc le plus grand la trace, le plus grand l'éléphant, plus grand l'éléphant, le plus âgé.
Ouais.
We tracked the elephants, the Malian desert elephants. Right in front of us, we're now going to do an approach. The wind's coming from behind us, so we can't approach from this side. We've got to move quietly around and approach from the other side. So we'll go and have a look at them and then move out without disturbing them, of course. C'était en train d'écouter, sentir, vérifier est-ce que nous sommes une menace ou quelque chose comme ça. Maintenant, c'est calme.
An elephant died near here, natural causes. So we're here to recover the ivory, which was kept by the chief of the village in safekeeping. And we're doing a patrol, sensitization and deterrence patrol through this area because it's a high poaching area. Elephants are in the area. So we'll be collecting the ivory. Someone tried to falsely collect it, claiming they were from the government, the military, and said that they had come to collect it, and the chief refused to give it to him. But with the security here, they can't even leave this village. If they plan to go anywhere themselves, they believe they could be killed by jihadists or bandits. So these people are stuck here. They couldn't move the ivory themselves, and no one's come through for months who could take it. So the opportunity's there, so we're going to recover it and hand it over to them. So the medic's getting ready to assist the local community as they come in. Obviously they're shy, they're still scared. Slowly they'll come in when they hear there's medical assistance, because they have no assistance at all. And for them to get out of here, to get to a doctor or something, is incredibly difficult, if not impossible. It's just too dangerous. So slowly they come in, and part of the contribution by the Wild Foundation, for example, is pharmaceuticals, and also by various governments and other organizations to assist the anti-poaching unit in sensitizing the population. So obviously to help them, but also it's an opportunity to interact with them, explain why we're here, what we're doing. So even though
They may appear in a lot of areas to be supporting the extremists, and they might seem to be a part of the breakdown of rule of law. Everyone wants it. These people need it. It's been years now, and it's only getting worse. It's only escalating. People become more desperate, and as they become more desperate, they start doing desperate things, banditry and everything else, poaching. So this is a very, very important work, just as important as catching a poacher, is sensitizing the population, connecting with them, and letting them know that they're not forgotten. So we're at a place called Indanani in the Goma, and we were just waiting for a dust storm, sandstorm to die down before checking out reports of elephant herds in the area. And some kids have come to us and said there's an elephant stuck in the mud here. And this is not the first time we've had these reports, and we know of elephants that have died being caught in the mud. So we've got to go and see what we can do. It's very difficult. One of the normal ways of trying to help an elephant in the mud is to add sand to try and thicken it. There's all sorts. You've got to try and dig it out from behind, but the problem is they get very hot and they're thirsty, and lying squashed down like that is very bad for their heart, lungs, and water gets into their lungs like pneumonia. So they can die a very painful, horrible death. So we're going to see what we can do to try and help the poor animal.
Voilà. Voilà. Maintenant, il bouge l'oreille, ça va assister. Voilà, parfait. Alors, donc on va faire des tours, chacun à la fois.
Allez, quand même.
Voilà. You can get out of there. Hey, il peut sortir. Okay. So these carcasses, very old carcasses, were a couple of years old, were found a few weeks ago by the unit, and now that we've got sensitive, good metal detectors, we're coming back to these old scenes to collect evidence so that we can link different poaching incidents to others, and hopefully to weapons as arrests are made or seizures are made. What's happened is, since the unit found these carcasses, someone's come in here to try to destroy the evidence, and obviously that's very worrying, because how do they know that we're coming to actually look for evidence, and that we actually look for evidence, that we actually do crime scene investigation? So this is both very serious, and in a way it's good news, because it means psychologically these poachers, traffickers, are scared. They're worried that we're going to catch them. So if they're going to all the trouble to go back to old poaching incidents and burn the remains of the carcasses, it means they're very scared. They're worried, and that's good.
The rangers have never seen these dogs. These are the first ivory detection dogs in West Africa, and this is a really big deal. Tôt le matin.
Like this?
Le matin.
See? Pick them up. Under the tail, like this.
Vous avez tous vu. C'est l'ivoire. Oh oui.
I count 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, click. Alors tu dis, prêt. Alors, yeah!
You see the emotion.
Tu as vu l'émotion? Wait.
premier contact avec l'odeur, il tourne la tête. Ok? Il tourne.
Second step.
Deuxième étape, il tourne le corps. Oui, c'est bon. Pendant qu'on était en train de cacher les bois.
Take it on.
Ok, ça.
Bobby heeft er een, ze kunnen gelijk niet.
Ok.
Mars.
I'm with Wesley Fisher and Eric Groenendijk from the Netherlands, the trainers of the dogs and the rangers in ivory detection. So they're handlers, the dogs and their handlers. And some of the equipment that they organize with sponsors, including Farm Foods, are behind us. And that's going to be going with the dogs and us up into the field now. They've done the theory and classroom training and the actual detection training with the team and the dogs. So this is a major step now. They have handlers with their dogs, all their equipment, and they're ready to go. So we're just waiting for the minister to come, and she's going to have a demonstration of what the rangers have learnt, and have a look at the equipment, bring up any concerns she may have, or any questions she may have, and her staff, and of course.
Je suis Rory Young, je suis le formateur principal de la brigade mixte anti-poaching.
So we're training the rangers to use a drone, and there's two main focuses. One is on the actual piloting of the drone and the skill in doing that, and the other is how you use that drone in the field. Contrary to popular belief, it's useless for tracking someone. It's very useful for reconnaissance of an area. It's very useful for scouting ahead of the unit as it's moving. It's very useful for verifying, say for example, a carcass. It's good for scouting potential ambush positions, and so on. And the skill is something you can't learn other than by doing. You can teach someone the controls, you can teach up, down, left, right, forward, back, pivot, and so on. But to really become proficient with it, the guys have to practice and practice and practice. So we have a series of batteries. They just change, and they keep the drone up in the air, taking turns to practice different maneuvers, different movements, and so on. And as they become more skilled, we give them more complicated tasks and show them more advanced features that they can use. But it's extremely useful, and you can imagine with dogs, detection dogs, drones, trackers, motorcycles, vehicles, aircraft, all of these things working in harmony, they're able to respond using other techniques we predict, and then we're able to pursue and interdict poachers using all of these tools. But this is one tool. It's a very useful tool, but in itself it's useless. It's the tactics, the techniques and the procedures that go with it, and using it in tandem with other skills that works.
Fortunately, to get to Humburi, there's a river we can't cross. It's flooded, very deep, no vehicles will be able to get across. We've got to go 25 kilometers back that to try another route. Yeah, through. We've got one spare tyre that we've borrowed from base here, the camp here, and unfortunately they can't repair these. The market day for this area is on Saturday. It's Thursday today. So coming through here now is important because problem people move towards an area using the market day because there's a general movement of people selling and buying stuff. Okay, you can see now where the RPG hit. At least gives us smoke on where their position is. And make sure they're not circling behind us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously hoping that as we come round that corner, we don't see them before it's too late. What it also means is the trucks carried on around that side, the other trucks this side with the weapons, the heavy weapons and the troops. So they've caught themselves, they've found themselves outflanked on either side.
Okay, no, slow. Okay, run through. Go, run. Okay, go. Engine block. Say about the engine block. Keep your head down. Come forward, keep your head down. Hey.
Got one wounded.
Okay.
I don't know how many dead.
C'est bon. Come. Come. No. Front. Come to the front. See anything?
I've got to be careful I don't try to outflank us here. Bobby, hitch.
Should we try and move them into the shade quickly here, where I am?
I think we need to move the vehicle back into behind that vehicle.
The only thing is we can't put the dogs in there.
No. I think move them into the shade.
Yeah.
We've just got to be bloody careful now. We don't know what the situation is.
Yeah. So I'll do that, just cover me.
Just drag one at a time. Sadly, we have two wounded. One, two wounded, but we don't know from here how gravely yet. Obviously, they're busy trying to save their lives.
He was big, man.
So the sergeant major is wounded in the jaw, and his driver has been wounded by ricochets. But the vehicle is completely destroyed. So the mine hit the engine instead of the cab. If it hit the cab or the tray, they would have been killed. So fortunately, they reacted incredibly well. Unfortunately, so the big difference is we came back where we came from yesterday, and we had no choice because the water has blocked our route. Normally we never come back the same way we came. That was the big difference today. So we have to abandon the vehicle.
So they conceal the mine by digging the hole, because these are big mines. I think they use two. He's not Amenesa, he's not GTSA. This is where they threw the soil for the mine. That's it, Commando. Hein?